Hello, my lemon drop crew, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I am a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Can't you tell by the avocados on my shirt? Speaking of shirts, Brianna has merch now. My merch shop will be linked below, and you can also shop my merch shelf, which I think is also below underneath this video. This shirt is not part of my merch. This shirt is thrifted and there's food on it, so I had to grab it. Today we are here for another episode of watching me react to Beachbody workouts. I may cry with this one. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, why not hit that subscribe button and join the lemonade stand? I would really appreciate it. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. So this first one we're going to look at may look a little bit familiar. It was kind of an extension from another person. Actually, I think this was from the one that went up last week or the week before. Not really sure when this one's going to go up. But anyway, if the person looks familiar to you, it's because she has been in a video. In the story that was sent to me, this Beachbody person had like so much stuff going on that I decided to break it up into multiple segments. So we're just gonna take a look at right now her doing a different workout, I guess, but in the same Instagram story, just so you guys don't think I'm like recycling workouts. This is good. So for once, I don't have a problem with the actual exercise. Yay! I just don't like the way she's doing it, but you know, what the hell else is new? I've done this particular exercise before. I think it's a great full body move, but only if you do it right, damn it. The main critiques I have are, I would like to see her squatting a little bit deeper and keeping her upper body a little bit more upright. Based on the video, it really doesn't look like she's engaging her core very much, which can be really dangerous, especially when you're doing really dynamic exercises like this, and especially when you're squatting. If you don't know how to engage your core, the best cue that I give people is act like you're about to get punched in the stomach. It's basically like bracing yourself. And if you don't properly engage your core doing really dynamic workouts like this, you can hurt your back. I will now demonstrate how to properly execute this exercise. All right, so I am demonstrating this with a dumbbell in my hand, and I'm actually gripping it with both hands. This workout is also great without weight as well. And I also do like this one-handed, like how that Beachbody distributor was doing it as well. The key takeaways and the differences in how I'm doing it are my foot position. My feet are slightly wider than hips width apart, and that's allowing me to sit lower and activate my glutes even more. My upper body is up and my core is engaged, and I'm using my obliques to rotate my arms kind of up and out. This exercise does require a lot of core engagement, and I would actually, you know, hindsight is always 20/20, but I'm looking at myself do it now. I actually don't know why I didn't do it with one dumbbell. I think I prefer this with one dumbbell. It's a little bit easier with the coordination. Do as I say, not as I do, but I hope you learned something from those few tips I just gave you at the very least. Next one, we have another Beachbody distributor, as we always do. And her outfit is super cute. This coming from someone who pretty much only wears black leggings like 90% of the time when I'm in the gym. Her outfit's very colorful. It works for her. I don't know if it would work for me, but it looks really cute on her. Again, my problem is not with the exercise itself, but just the way she's doing it. So this looks really simple. She's just doing some bicep curls with a resistance band. What's the problem, Brianna? Allow me to explain. Bicep curls, really simple, great exercise to isolate the biceps. She's using that control track, which I mean, that's fine, I guess, but you know, you don't have to use a control track. You can get this done just fine with a set of resistance bands, handled resistance bands. The issue is with the resistance band. Look closely at it as she's curling. The only time there is tension on the band is when she already has her arms curled and is already in the contraction phase of the movement. This is a problem because it means her biceps are barely doing anything. If you are doing resistance training exercises, then the amount of time your muscles are under tension matters. You may have heard fitness people say time under tension, but that's not exactly what I mean when I say that. Time under tension is something that I think is kind of controversial, like in the fitness industry among like professionals and stuff. I've seen a lot of trainers say it's BS, and then I've seen some trainers still talk about it. And then I see some influencers still talk about it. Basically, the time under tension rule says that during the repetition, your muscle has to be under like 70 seconds of tension for maximum growth. Which, when you think about it, that's kind of ridiculous. Because if you're following this rule specifically, then a set of 10 bicep curls would take like an hour. Anyway, I don't agree that your muscles need to be under tension for that long, but you do need to have tension on your muscles to make the exercise effective. Otherwise, you're just throwing the weight around, moving it back and forth, and your muscles not getting any actual training. And I think this Beachbody coach, the way she's doing these bicep curls is a good example of that. She's just kind of moving the bands around. There's also a lot of like physics and biomechanics and stuff involved, but I was very bad at physics in college, so I'm not even gonna talk about that. I will now demonstrate for you how to correctly execute a bicep curl with a resistance band. So I'm doing low curls here, a little different than what she was doing. She was doing high curls, but regardless of that, the same principles apply. When using a resistance band, you can actually adjust the resistance by playing with where you step on the band, kind of like what I'm doing right here. When you're curling, keep your elbows in close to your body and go slow. Don't just swing your arms back and forth. Now look closely at the resistance band. As I'm curling, I'm keeping tension on the band, so my bicep is actually doing work the entire time. This next one is just ridiculous, okay? Just gonna say that now. She's taken a normal exercise and just adding extra stuff to it, which I'm saying she's doing it, but she's probably following the lead of a super trainer, or even if not the super trainer, like there's a good chance that maybe her upline or somebody is showing her how to do it like this. It's like adding extra sprinkles to an ice cream cone that's already covered in sprinkles. I personally don't like sprinkles. I think they get in the way of the ice cream, and that really pisses me off. So it looks like she's doing or trying to do a dumbbell row, which is fine, but I mean her form is kind of bad with the row, but we'll get to that in a minute. But she's standing on one leg and then like doing this weird pulsating thing on one leg. What are you doing? That's upsetting me. Beachbody took a perfectly normal exercise and just made it ridiculous. There's absolutely no reason at all for that weird one-legged bouncing stuff. In fact, it's actually making her form on her rows worse. She needs to be bending over a little bit more for those rows, but she can't because she's balancing and balancing on one leg and it's messing up her form. I will now demonstrate for you how we do dumbbell rows here on planet Earth. So I am now doing dumbbell rows. I'm doing these bilaterally, which means that I'm using both arms at once. Key takeaways for these: I'm bent over so that my chest is facing the ground. My upper body is not just straight up in the air. I'm keeping my elbows in close to your body and squeeze your shoulder blades together as I pull the weight up. Contract for about 1 to 2 seconds, then release and repeat. Something important about rows are to always engage your core to protect your lower back and challenge yourself with heavier weight, but don't go so heavy that you just end up swinging the weight around, because A, you could get hurt, and B, your back won't really be doing anything if you do it that way. So this next one is a Beachbody person, but this workout is not exclusive to Beachbody. Not that any specific workout is like exclusive to one person or program, but like, you guys know, if you're a viewer of the series, then like Beachbody workouts, you can like sometimes tell when it's a Beachbody workout. But I don't think this workout is like shown in any of the Beachbody programs. I don't know. I haven't seen all of them, so maybe. But the point I'm trying to make is it's like a standard exercise that like even I do sometimes. But the way she is showing it to us, she's doing a very bad job. So she's doing a decline push-up. It's called a decline push-up because her feet are elevated and her chest is pointing down. Can you guys guess what I'm going to say about her push-ups? All push-ups train the pectoralis muscles, or as I like to call, the boob muscles. Specifically, decline push-ups engage a little bit more of the upper chest muscles. They also require a lot more abdominal engagement and your entire core as a whole, which does make them feel more challenging. Incline push-ups with the chest higher than the feet engage the lower chest muscles more. As you have probably guessed by this point, my biggest issue with her push-ups is her form. Her arm positioning is absolutely horrible. Her elbows are flared out way too much. She's doing a lot of damage to her shoulders by doing her push-ups this way. Like I said, because decline push-ups require more core recruitment onto its team, require more core engagement, they are more challenging. My guess is she's probably flaring out her elbows like that as a compensation to make them more doable for her, but that does not make them safer. What's funny is the guy in the second clip in the blue shirt doing them is actually doing them how you're supposed to do them. He's doing them great. So let's use him as an example of how to properly execute a decline push-up. You guys, I think this might be a first where we use the example as the example. Key positives about his form are primarily his elbows. I always say this, and I forgot to mention this in my clip just now when I was blabbing. When you're doing push-ups, I like to tell people you want your body in the shape of an arrow, not a T. And I'll put a little picture on the screen of what I mean, because sometimes when I say it, people don't know what I mean. But when I show them, they always know what I mean. But if you flare your elbows out too far, you can cause something called shoulder impingement, which is not good for your shoulders. He's probably got more upper body strength than she does, which probably explains why his form is a lot better. But even if you don't have good upper body strength, you can always do a modification. There's no reason that she couldn't have gotten down on her knees, and then she still would have been able to do a push-up, and she wouldn't have been causing damage to her to her shoulders. Next, we've got a Beachbody distributor, again doing a relatively normal standard exercise, but for some reason the super trainer who developed it, I guess, was like, there is not enough sprinkles on this. We need to dump the whole damn container. They just added so much more unnecessary stuff to it. I wish you guys could see Alpha right now. No, I'm going to take a picture of her with my phone and I'm going to pop it in the video because I don't want to move my camera because it's all set up. So I'm going to say that in this exercise, she's sort of doing a Romanian deadlift or RDL, but for some reason has a ball between her legs and is then rocking forward on her toes at the bottom of the movement. I have no idea the purpose of this at all. We've seen the ball between the legs stuff before in this series and some of these Beachbody workouts, specifically the ones of 9-Week Control Freak, because the program comes with that ball. And honestly, it makes no sense to me because assuming you're really, really squeezing it and engaging your inner thighs, why do you need to engage your inner thighs at the same time you're doing an RDL? To me, that just makes no sense. And honestly, it would just make your form of the deadlift suck more because you're like focusing so hard on squeezing the ball. But then again, if she's not actually squeezing the ball, then what's the point of just having it between your knees like that? And then all that, she's rocking forward onto her toes. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's getting her calves involved. Maybe I should try it. Oh, but I don't have anything that I can put between my legs. Okay, we're not going to try it. And then again, assuming it is working her calves, that begs the question once again, why do you need to do all of this together? Why do you need to train your hamstrings, inner thighs, and your calves all at once? A good exercise to do that actually would probably just be a basic squat or a sumo deadlift. Then maybe that would engage your calves a little. So maybe like a sumo deadlift and then like some calf raises. Oh, you know what? That should have been what I demonstrate for this one, but I don't think that's what I'm about to demonstrate. Yeah, so why not just do a circuit that engages those individual muscles individually? It's just crazy to me. Here's an exercise that's not stupid. So currently I am showing you a standard bodyweight squat with a resistance band which I guess means that it's not a bodyweight squat if I'm using the resistance band. Duh, Brianna. This is basically a squat, but I am adding just a little bit of sprinkles. I'm just doing what I would call a pulse. I'm just doing 2 pulses, and I've got the resistance band right above my knees. The band in this position helps to add some extra resistance to my outer glute area. So it's engaging my outer glutes a lot more than if I were just doing these without it. You can pulse as much as you want, or you can just do a regular standard squat. But just remember, squats are really complex, and because of all the moving parts, it's easy to have bad form and hurt yourself some way. The bare basics are to keep your abdominals engaged, keep your whole core engaged, chest up, and sit down nice and deep into that squat. And, remember, if you have lower body musculoskeletal issues, definitely best to mind your body and maybe skip this one. We've now arrived at the last exercise. I was about to say I saved the best for last, but let's face it, these are all terrible. I'm not really quite sure what I would call this exercise. Maybe like a reaching something about reaching. I'm really not mad at parts of this. Onyx, you're being very rude by scratching right now, and mommy is, mommy's up here creating so I can put food in your bowl, and you're back here scratching. It's rude. I think this is a really good warm-up exercise. I would definitely have someone do this as a warm-up. That bending at the hips and that reach over would warm up your core, and that reach would help to loosen up your shoulders a little bit. Who can guess what exactly I hate about this workout? Let's take a poll. A, the rainbow puzzle floor. B, the tank top. Or C, the ball between her legs. Submit your answers now. If you answered C, congratulations. You were correct. Also, if you answered A, you were also right. What purpose is that ball serving between her legs? Someone please tell me. Autumn, could you please tell me what purpose this ball is serving being between her knees like this? I have to know. I'm asking Autumn, the Calabrese, the Beachbody super trainer, because 9 Week Control Freak, from what I understand, is her program. She developed it. So, girl, please, drop a hint. Give me a clue. I need a lifeline. I'm quite sure that the ball is a hollow inflatable ball, so it's not like she's sitting on it. Otherwise, it might pop. Don't at me. That's not a jab at her weight. But she is a full-size adult, so I imagine that if she did, come down on that ball with all her body weight, it could give way and pop. I cannot think of a logical reason for that ball to be between her legs like that, other than the person who developed this workout to incorporate the ball somehow. Let's try again, but make this better. So I'm doing basically the same thing as she was doing. The difference is I've got the weight coming from a different angle because I'm not using a resistance band. I'm sorry. She was using the control track, which is absolutely not the same thing as a regular resistance band. Sorry. This is super easy to do, and like I said, because it's super low impact, I would recommend this as a warm-up. Not that you cannot incorporate this into your workout. You can do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. But that's just my recommendation. And now I'm just showing it to you without the weight. Another reason why I like this as a warm-up is because this is what would be considered a dynamic stretch. In conclusion, you guys, I sit here flabbergasted at these workouts week in and week out. And I just continue to ask myself the very same questions. Super trainers, what are you doing? There are far better alternatives to many of these workouts that are free, not distributed by multi-level marketing companies, which are, in my opinion, an incubus viral plague on society. Better quality and actually demonstrated by people who know what the f they are doing. And because you guys are always asking me to, and I'm gonna try my best to remember, I will link some of my favorite fitness people below. And I don't just mean fitness influencers, okay? I mean actual fitness professionals that are on social media. I'll link some below. All right, I've had enough of this. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hi, sweetie. Hey, baby girl. Who's that? Here comes your big brother. Hey, guys.
Alpha had a day camp training yesterday, and they took her to the Domain. For those of you who are not familiar with it, Austin has the Domain is just a really big shopping center in Austin, very upscale. And apparently, and the Domain is very dog friendly. So they brought Alpha there, and they even brought her into a couple stores to, like to practice on her, just some of her commands and things like that. And they said that she was very popular and that people at the Domain loved her. You want to say bye, Mama? You want to say bye? Or are you just unbothered? What the? Hey, baby. Can you say bye? Say bye. Hey, my baby. Alpha, are you going to say bye? You really can't even say bye? Everybody, so many people only watch my videos for you guys. You guys can't even say bye? How rude. Say bye, my old man. Yeah, bye, my old man.